Tuesday. I've had a really productive day. So I think I mentioned not so long ago that I'm getting less fatigue at the moment, and boy is it feeling good. Yesterday I had my usual Monday 2-hour clean. This morning, it being Tuesday, I did my 2-hour temporary clean, which I mentioned on my last video. And then I came home, I made lunch, then I did a load of crafting, and then I recorded and edited a YouTube video, and I did 7,000 steps, and I've been to Morrison's and back. I feel like I've just reached my limit now, but yeah, it's been good. I feel okay. So Morrison's was kind of looked really bare. The veg aisles were really empty, and there was nothing on the reduced chilled aisle. But I did end up coming out with more than I was expecting, and unfortunately none of it's that healthy, to be honest with you. So let's see what we've got. Well, the one healthy thing, I found a tin of chickpeas. These were 60p down to 45p. And I must mention that I spent, what did I spend? £2.72 today. I bought a wholemeal loaf. This was £1.10 down to 22p. There were some caramel donuts. I'm going to put a ban on these. These were very cheap because they've been a bit squashed. They were £1 down to 10p. I can cope with a squashed donut or two. There was also a sandwich, one sandwich, and it wasn't on the discount aisle. It was actually on the meal deal aisle as I went in the door, and I just spotted the yellow sticker. This is chicken salad. This will do for tomorrow because I have my Wednesday clean. I won't be back. Yeah, I'll be back kind of late lunch, so this is instead of lunch. This was £2.80 down to 56p, which was why I really picked it up, because it was a good deal. I got a nice chunky block of cheese. This was £4.15. This is Morrison's the best. This was £4.15 down to 42p. It looks like it was originally £5.68, then down to £4.15, and now down to 42p. That's good. That was the only thing on the reduced chilled aisle, and there were several of them. There were 2 packs of wraps, just plain wraps. These are always a nice thing to have in the freezer, and I can just fit them in at the moment. These were £1.59, 40p for 6 wraps, and they're big wraps, and there were 2, so I took them both. And the last thing, never see this, rhubarb pie. This was £2 down to 20p. And it was the only one sitting on one of those centre aisle pieces that are near the bakery. Just sat there on its own. And I thought, yeah, that's mine. Had my name on it pretty much. So that's it. So who knows what I would have spent if I'd bought that all full price. I will put that up there so you can see how much I would have spent if I paid full price for everything. And then underneath you can see the savings that I've made by buying on yellow sticker. So I'm going to go off and process this lot, get it onto my spreadsheets, work out how much I've saved, put it all in the fridge and the freezer and the cupboard and where else it belongs, and Tuesday is done, and I'm going to have a nice relaxing evening. Spring Watch is on at 8 o'clock. It's their last week, and yeah, pretty much wraps up Tuesday, I think. The weather has turned amazing as well. It was sunny-ish this morning, and it's suddenly turned really warm, and apparently tomorrow it's going to be some crazy temperature, which kind of came out of the blue, really. Let's have a look at the weather report, because that's what I do. Yeah, so it ended up being 18 degrees today. Tomorrow it's going to be 25, and then Thursday it's going to be 22. and Friday it's going to be 23, and we're going to have storms and thunder and lightning on Friday night. That'll be fun. I love a good thunderstorm if it materialises. Right, that's it. I'm off. Catch you later. So I have just finished my last clean for the week. That being my Friday clean, my new one. It went really well. She had an appointment, so she went out and just left me there, so I could just like familiarise myself with everything at leisure. She's so nice. They're such a nice family. So that always makes things easier. So I've done all my cleans for the week. It's been a busy one. I've had 5 cleans this week, and then I have 2 tomorrow. And it looks like the weather's on the up, so it looks like I might be going car camping next week. It's looking good. Fingers crossed, it is looking pretty good. So I'm prepping for that. Because from next week, the clean I did today will normally be on Tuesdays. So I cram all my cleaning into Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday next week, and then I'm going to go car camping. I'll go Wednesday after my day clean, and then come home on Friday. So I'm going to do another 2-nighter, which works really well. So I haven't really recorded much this week because I've just been cleaning and crafting. I've been so busy this week just doing work stuff. It's been really good. It feels really productive, and my energy levels, because they've been better, mean that I've been able to cram a lot more in than I normally would. So that's that. Tomorrow morning, got a double clean. Weekend's all mine then. That's all there is to report at the moment. It's just been cleaning and crafting, which is all work. But it's good because the money's up. You know, I'm getting more cleaning work, that's more money. I've had 2 extra jobs this week. And I've sold something else on my shop, on my Shopify store. I've been doing loads of that new range of things with decoupage, and I've been starting to decorate the things that I bought with the charity shops last week, and trying to come up with novel ideas and ways of doing things, and I'm hoping it's paying off. You know, if you speculate to invest your money, so I'm trying to do a little bit, make a little bit of everything and see what sells. The coasters seem to do really well. I've sold a whole bunch of coasters, so I need to keep making sure I can get hold of coasters. I've started doing wall hangings, thanks to Joe, who sent me a load of stuff. Thank you, Joe. That's given me extra stuff to decorate. So yeah, I've been having some fun with that. And now that I'm starting to do stuff, I know that when I want to buy new things, I know what things to focus on, because I know what sells better. I have a range of patterns and stuff that I can use, different colourways, so I know when I see something I like, is it going to fill a gap in that set of colourways for people's homes and things like that. So it's starting to fall into place now, but my studio looks like an absolute blooming tit. It's dreadful. I've got some sewing projects I need to do, and so I'm going to have to get the studio sorted. So I'm going to have to find a point where I stop crafting, tidy everything away so I can get to the sewing machine, because the studio is just an absolute disaster zone. Looks like a bomb has hit it. There's stuff everywhere. It's so messy. I'm using glue and cutting out paper and varnish and there's paint brushes and glitter and stuff everywhere, and that's not good when you're trying to do sewing work as well. So I need to keep those things really separate, and I'm just drowning in stuff as well now. You know, I've got loads of packaging materials and I need to have a bit of a sort out because I'm running out of room and I need to just sell more stuff. I had a really good week on Vinted as well, so I sold a whole bunch of stuff on Vinted, so the money's coming in there, which is really good. But I need to sell more stuff because I'm just drowning under the weight of stuff at the moment. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it's all productive stuff. It's all good stuff. So we can't complain about that, can we? Sunday morning and I've just got back from Morrison's. It's been a really, really busy week and it's all been about work. I did cleaning almost every day this past week, which is fine. Nice to have the extra money. And when I wasn't doing that, I've been like crashing out as many new crafting items as I can because I'm building up this new section in my shop, and that's paying off. I'm making sales on that where I'm not in the others just because of the way everything is at the moment. It's just about trying to make a few quid to pay some bills, that's all. So this week has been busy but really productive, and that feels really nice. Been checking on the weather, and unless something really drastic happens, my car camping trip is definitely on. So I'll be going out on that on Wednesday, late afternoon, early evening, and I will come back Friday. So you'll get some highlights somewhere in here of that. I haven't really recorded anything else this week because it's just been me in my car, me cleaning, me crafting, and I'll show you, yeah, there's some of the things there that I've been making, and if you pop on over to my shop, I'll put a link somewhere up there as well. You can see all the things that I've been doing, and I've been really, really busy, and it's been like a little factory line in there because you decide what you're going to make, and then you have to lose all your glue and stuff, and then you have to wait for things to dry before you can go back. So everything's been on rotation, and my studio looks like such a tip, it really does. Anyway, so Morrison's, I spent £6.06 today, and it's been a nice healthy shop. I haven't had a decent vegetable haul in what feels like forever, so I'm really pleased about this. First thing I haven't had in ages, broccoli. God, I've missed broccoli so much. So there were 3 with yellow stickers on, and I bought them all because I will eat them. These were 79p down to 59p each. So as I say, there are 3 of those. I got some baby plum tomatoes. These were 89p down to 66p. Carrots, got a load of carrots. These were 53p down to 39p. They're okay as well. Leeks. I have leeks. These were £1.50 down to 60p. The chilled section, prices are so high even on the discounts. I did get this. I wouldn't normally buy this. So this is a Savers quiche. Was £1.99 down to 80p. £1.99 for a Saver one. The prices have really gone up even on the cheap brands. But I want to hold on to this because this will go really well in my cool box for my car camping trip, and that's the reason I bought that. So that will be kept out. And I also bought a lettuce. Was 89p down to 36p. And the last things I bought 2 of these, and I really made a mistake with this. So this is the Lancashire Farm yogurt. This is the Greek style yogurt. These are really nice, these yogurts. This was £1.85 down to 74p, and I realised as I was paying for it, what a waste of money. I should have just bought Saver ones for 45p. I mean, I know it's not the same quality, but a yogurt's a yogurt, isn't it? A Greek style yogurt. Anyway, I've bought them now. I will enjoy that. I'll probably take one of those on my car camping trip as well, because I'll have my cool box with all the frozen stuff in it. I'm going to raid the freezer and see what else can be eaten from defrosted, and I'll take that as well. And I need to, I don't have much in that will be good for like eating picnic style, straight out of the cool box. So I'm probably going to make up some pasta bowls, and I'm going to take cereal, and it'll be fine. It's picnic food, it does the job. So that's everything I bought, and I will put all the information up there as to what I would have spent if I bought it all full price and what I've saved by buying it on discount. My neighbours are definitely in. It's a couple, and they are so quiet. I'm so happy to finally have neighbours that aren't constantly talking at 1,000 decibels, slamming doors all the time, constantly banging walls. I don't know. I mean, there was some banging noises when they first moved in. I think they were building furniture and stuff. But the other guys, the banging noises were just ridiculous. It was just constant. So I'm really, really pleased to finally have people that are quiet. It's the first time since I've been here that I've had people that, you know, aren't screaming and shouting or, you know, banging doors and stuff and just constantly making loads of noise. So it's just joyous. I have relaxed. Anyway, so that's Sunday, and I'm going to get all this packed away, put it all in spreadsheets, do all the usual stuff, and then I've got to get on with some more crafting and planning for my trip. I've got to sort out all my water bottles and my frozen water and make sure, get my washing done, that I'm all ready to go in 3 days. It's exciting times. I'm really, really looking forward to this trip. I'll put some of it on here, but over on my Walk With Me channel, you'll have the whole thing, like the whole road trip. You'll get all the scenery, everything that's going on, and this should be a good one. Just on my way to my Monday morning clean. I woke up early this morning and was really in the mood to have a tidy up. I'd reached the point where my studio is just such a mess that the problem is when it gets really cluttered and really messy, it ruins your creativity because it's like your whole brain is jumbled up. So I did a little bit of crafting stuff. I put it all away because I was going to do some sewing this week, but I just wanted to just tweak a couple of things. Anyway, so I did that and I did some tidying, and it looks a lot better now. It just created some clean spaces, which opens up the studio a little bit and makes me feel less stressed out about it, which makes me more creative, so that's good. And then I had a text from the lady that I started cleaning for last week, and she said, is it alright if we change from doing 2 hours every week to 3 hours every 2 weeks? And I thought I should have gone with my first gut instinct, which is that I don't know whether they just think that it doesn't need cleaning every week, or whether they've realised that crunching the numbers, they can't afford it. I imagine that at some point this will just fizzle out and they'll say we can't do it anymore. I'll take what I can get for now, but this is the lady who took 3 goes to get the interview with because she kept not being available, and then we had a good first clean last week. It is quite a small house and it's not that messy. I mean, the cleaning that I did was definitely more than she normally does. There was a lot of dust in corners and things. But to be honest with you, if I was on a normal cleaning week and it wasn't my first clean, where you tend to do more to get it up to scratch, I probably wouldn't have needed 2 hours. It's only a 2 up, 2 down. There's not a lot of dusting to do. It's mostly hoovering, small kitchen, small but very tidy, newly done bathroom. So there wasn't much to do. There was a kid's room with a cot in it, their room, and a hallway upstairs. It's just like those typical little 2 up, 2 down Victorian houses. So on a normal thing, I probably wouldn't have needed to do 2 hours anyway, because I work quite efficiently. Anyway, so now I'm stuck with that awful 3-hour session thing, which I don't like, but So I'm back to doing what I was doing before, which is 3 hours every 2 weeks. But at least I don't have to spend loads of time on the road. We'll see what happens. It doesn't make a catastrophic difference to my finances. I've worked out I've lost about £168. And of course there are also sessions where I'm away, so I will lose time on those. Anyway, so it's not catastrophic, it's just jiggling the numbers again. We'll see how long that one lasts. If we have problems, then and if she cancels, I'll just go back on the lists and try and get more work. But yeah, so that's where we are with that one now. So we'll see how long that lasts. So now I don't have to work tomorrow, so I've got, tomorrow is all mine, so that means I can start packing for my car camping trip, which is the day after. So that's okay. Looking forward to that. It's going to be really warm. It looks like the temperature is going to be something like 24 degrees during the day on the Thursday and the Friday. I don't want it to be too hot, so I'm going to be walking around graveyards mostly. There's a lot of genealogy to do this time. I've got relatives in pretty much every single churchyard and cemetery in this area that I'm going to. But you will see more of that when it happens. And judging by how little I've put on to this this update, which normally is supposed to be a week in the life, but this is becoming a 2 week in the life again. So I'm going to have to add my car camping trip onto this one to beef it up, otherwise it's going to be really, really short. So let's get to work. Tuesday afternoon, and I am just putting together some of the food that I'm going to be taking with me on my car camping trip tomorrow. I'm pretty much just going to take whatever's in the fridge that needs using, and then I'm just making up this one thing, which is going to be a big Tupperware box full of I've got lettuce, I've got tinned sweet corn, I'm going to make up a load of pasta, I've got some red pesto, tomato pesto. I'm going to chop up a load of sausages, and that will be fine as a main thing. I've also got, there's some bread, some cheese, I've got a tub of hummus, so I'm going to take some carrots. So there'll be all sorts of bits and pieces that I'm just going to take just to graze over, and I'm going to take cereal, tea, coffee, that sort of stuff, milk. I've got my my cool box, which I shall pull out a bit later and start putting all the bits and pieces in, and I've got frozen 3 frozen 1 pint milk bottles of water in the fridge, and 3 little gel ice packs, and I will pack those around everything, and that works fine for the like 48 hours that I'm away, because I didn't tend to go. It'll be Wednesday, I'll probably go about 5 o'clock, something like that, and then I'll be back home here Friday afternoon about the same time, so that'll be fine. So I'm just gonna get all the sausages out and sort that out. I've had lunch. That's the remains of lunch that's going to be this evening's dinner. I took out too many sausages, but they're like little chipolatas, so I'm just going to do a load of them, stick them all in there. Any of this pasta that doesn't get eaten, because it's surprising how much food I end up coming back with, and that'll just be food for when I get home, because I won't want to cook when I get back. So going to do the sausages in this, which is fine. Now I've stopped using oil in my pans. I ran out of oil last week. I thought I had another one in my cupboard and I didn't. And I've just started using water, which I've been using a bit anyway, but also occasionally, depending on what I'm doing, a teaspoon of butter will do the same job. I don't think oil is terribly good for you, really, not in large amounts, and because I do most of my meals on the hob, most stuff is being done almost as a stir fry. So I've deliberately not gone out and bought more oil, and I'm going to see how I get on with that. Everything seems to cook fine. My pans are easier to clean, I have to say. So I'm just going to go with that. You don't even have to fry your sausages. I mean, the meat does quite well in the hot water. And then once you add like a sauce or whatever, just tastes like whatever meat you've done. And it's less oily and drippy and gross, really. So I'm going to get on with all that. And I've started doing a bit of packing. So I'm packing all the blankets and things like that. I've got to sort out the bathroom stuff that I want to take. It's not too much. I'll go as light as I possibly can. By the time I've packed all this into the car, there won't be much more room for me. So I'm just going to go and get my cool box and get that out so I can start putting cutlery, tea, coffee, all the bits in so I don't forget anything. So here's my big old cool box. I'm going to get some Tupperware boxes out. So that can be my breakfast bowl. And that needs a teaspoon. I'm going to take out a knife and a fork as well. I'm going to get the zip bag and I'm going to fill this with cereal. And of course any food I don't eat I come back with, and I often come back with food, so that'll make things easier when I get back, and I won't want to be cooking because I'll probably be too tired. So I'm just going to whack all of that in there. There's more than I need for 2 breakfasts, but if I find that I'm short of food for dinner or I just don't fancy eating the same amounts again that I've had before, I can just have a bowl of cereal, which I often do. I sometimes do that at home as well anyway. Not that much when you see it in the bag, look, it's only a small amount anyway. So we'll just stick everything into the box for now so that nothing gets forgotten. What else do I need? I want to take some bread, but I need to be sure that I have the things with the bread. I think I've got some bagels in the freezer, so I might take those out. Bananas I need. I've got a load of bananas here. Let's take 4 bananas. 4 bananas be enough, I think, for now. I've got the quiche, I've got Stilton cheese, I've got so much stuff I can take. Okay, so let's switch those off and those. Let's let things cool. Let's drain the pasta. I've made too much pasta. Doesn't look a lot on camera, but it's a lot in there. Put some of this pesto in. That is a big jar. I've put some of it into the freezer. I've got a ice cube tray and I've filled all the holes with some of this. And then when it's frozen, I can push them out and put them in a bag and then keep them in the freezer, because you can freeze this stuff. So I'm going to put some of this into the pasta. Going to let that cool down before it goes into my pasta box. And I'm also going to chop up some of the sausages, not all of them, there's far too many here. Probably do. Stir that in with the pasta. The rest of those sausages can cool down and go in the fridge. I still have dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow, and I'll need something to eat before I go from here, so I may well just do whatever I can with that. I have the hummus in there. There's a big tub of yogurt, which I'm going to take as well. Got the bananas. I wonder if I just take all the bananas. 4 should be enough. I'm not going to be completely cut off. There's a Morrison's and a Tesco in the area where I am, so it's easy enough for me to go and get more food if I need to. Take a couple of these, 4 of these, why not? Coffees. Find a bag to put them in. Ziploc there. There. And a big old handful of tea bags. Not that I tend not to drink a lot of tea. I mostly just guzzle water because it's a bit of a faff making tea, and it's usually so hot and it's going to be so warm when I'm away. So there's coffee and tea. That can go in the box as well. I've also got a bunch of these still in the cupboard from freebies that they were giving away. I think these are 2 years old now. But they're fine. These will be nice if they're chilled, if it's hot. What else was I going to take? I thought something really important and now I've forgotten it. Oops. water. We fill up 2 of these with water, which should do the job. And now I'm going to go and start sorting all the bathroom stuff that I need to take with me. Right, so I'm going to put as much of this pasta as I can into my Tupperware box. Pretty much all fits, that's a surprise. So what I'm going to do now, pop the lid on, give it a good shake to mix everything up. Oops, don't drop it. And then that can go in the fridge and I can pop that into my cool box tomorrow afternoon when I leave. There's a lot of pasta there. That'll do. So this is it. Car camping begins. I am going to primarily, well, I'm going first to Walney, which is where I'm going to spend the night. And for the next few days I will be in Barrow-in-Furness, Dalton-in-Furness, Ulverston, and wherever I happen to go in between. Most of this trip is specifically for genealogy, so there will be a lot of walks around graveyards because I have graveyards where I know I have ancestors buried, and we're talking ancestors from 1860s onwards. Some of them I think have headstones, which will be great because that doesn't happen very often. And I'm going to see what I can find. I'm a bit confused on some of the ancestors because they all have the same names, and I'm struggling to make sure that I've got exactly the same lineage going further back. But I'm going to do what I've set out to do, and if it turns out I've got the wrong person or whatever, I'll just work it out as I go along. So let's hit the road and see you at the other end. See you there. It's quite windy because the sea is that way, but it's silent as anything. What you can hear is wind through the grasses and birds. So I'm going to get myself organised, have some food, and then I'm going to go for a walk because it's only 5:30. I ended up getting here much earlier than I thought because I was ready earlier than I thought, and I thought, what's the point in sitting around? I might as well just go for it. So I'm going to do that and going Good stuff. So I've arrived at the cemetery. They've just opened. I'm parked inside and I'm under a tree, which is so good. I'm going to get myself organised, get sun cream and lose layers because it's going to be warm, but there is a breeze, which is I'm really thankful for. So I know where I need to go. I've got 3 sections to search, and there's a water thing in front of me. Probably not drinking water, but I'm just wondering. Anyway, so I am going to get going. I'll show you some sights along the way, although I'm not going to record everything because it's a cemetery. Anyway, so there we go. Speak to you later. I'm having a very cold Aqua Libra. It's really warm. It's 24, even here. I've got exactly the same spot as I had last night, which is perfect. My phone overheated and shut down. The problem was on the drive, the sun was coming in the front of the car, so it was, even on that short journey, recording and being in the sun, and it just roasted and then it switched itself off, but it's okay now. That's how hot it is. That's a problem when it's really, really hot and you're driving around, for sure. There are a couple of campers here. Who knows if they're staying or not. Don't bother me. It's cooler here now though because I've got my back to the sea and the sun is coming from that direction, so I'm completely shaded now. And with the breeze coming off the sea, I've got the boot open, so the breeze is coming down from the sea through the back of my car and through the front. So I have cooled down quite a lot. I did Ulverston. Ulverston is a really pretty town. Really beautiful. Really busy. Doesn't have any like major focal point in terms of history type stuff. It does have one ace up its sleeve, of course. It is known as the birthplace of Stan Laurel of Laurel and Hardy fame. And there are little hints all around the town. It's not like a major thing, but yeah, there are a few little references that I found, and there's a lovely statue there, a life-size statue of them, which is really interesting. Anyway, I'm done. It is 12 o'clock, and I am going to go home. time I get home, it's probably going to be about 2:30. That's quite enough. I am desperately desperate for a shower. I so need a shower. I can't even describe how desperate I am to be clean again. Absolutely disgusting. It's been so hot and I am so sweaty and gross. It's just absolutely hideous. I can't stand it. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get the bags in. I'm getting straight in the shower before I do anything else. It's just absolutely awful. Anyway, that will feel like an absolute luxury being clean. That's the only problem with doing this, really. The sleeping in my car and the eating out of a picnic box I can do, but when it's really hot like this, I don't think I've ever been on a trip away where it's been this hot persistently. I mean, at least it's nice that at night I'm not cold sleeping in the car, but the days are absolutely roasting. Anyway, I'm going to set up my playlist for the car and we'll head home. So that's it. I'm off and I shall see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, all that sort of thing. So thank you very much and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.